The person that you see on my screen right now, we're going to talk about this lady and this mother, okay? The Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department have confirmed that the body of a little kid that they were looking for, a little baby actually, that they were looking for, they had a big Amber Alert out. Some of you guys got the text if you were in that area, but they confirmed that they found the body of that baby right there in a graveyard. Found that body in a Southeast Charlotte cemetery, and it was of the 6-month-old baby from the town of Matthews. Now, I want to see if you guys can keep up with this baby's name. The baby's name is Liam Cody Brown-Erickson. I'm going to spell it. Chi-Liam, Chilium or Chilium or Kilium. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it. Cody, middle name, last name, Brown-Erickson. Okay? The mom's last name is Brown, and then the added portion is Erickson, probably from the biological father. Can we get a hashtag, where is the biological father? Because we have not heard from this ghost of a man. I don't understand, how is it that we have all these babies out here, but you don't have no men around? Like, I think the men need to step up, and if you know you're the father of this kid, you should have been the first one on the front line out here looking for your kid. I don't like this at all, okay? Now, the boy's mother is identified. Let me get her name up on the screen here. That lady right there, her name is Tamara J. Brown, Tamera, 30 years old, and were announced as missing on 7 p.m. Friday by Matthews Police Department. The boy and his mom were announced missing. At the time, police said that Brown possibly might be suffering from a mental health disability. She had been spotted earlier in the day with the child in Uptown Charlotte after going missing from her home near Gander Cove Lane Thursday night. So if you guys might know that area, if you live out there in Charlotte, maybe y'all might know this area, okay? Let me give a shout out to a person who joined the AFC. That's Christine the Spartan. Let me say welcome and thank you so much for showing support for the AFC and joining the AFC. For the Advocates for Children, Christine, from my heart to yours, thank you for joining. Key word here. Possibly. Possibly. The reason why that word possibly bothers me is because why in the hell would you bring up the word possibly suffering from mental health if you do not know if this person has been diagnosed, if this person hasn't been to a doctor? Why are they bringing that up? I'll read it again. At the time, police say that the mother, Brown, possibly suffering from mental health disability, had been spotted earlier in the day with the child in Uptown Charlotte after going missing from her home on Thursday night. Did everybody catch what I just said? I don't like that, because what does that mean? You guys know that I believe in holding people accountable, especially the caretaker, the primary caretakers of these children, the biological parents. Why would you give them a built-in excuse like that? I don't like that shit. And unless you know what you're talking about, I think you need to not say it, right? Let's move on. Around 10 p.m. on Friday, the mother, Tamara J. Brown, was located by Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department officers after an incident near Galleria Boulevard in Southeast Charlotte. Are you guys ready for this? Guys, when you come in, click that thumbs up, please. Help share the stream. I want other people to hear this story. Guess what they did when they found her? She was arrested. Do you know why she was arrested? She was not arrested for the murder of this baby. To give perfect clarification, as of right now, she is not charged for the murder of this baby. So why was she arrested? Why do you guys think that she was arrested? Do you guys want to take a guess? I'll tell you. She was arrested and charged with robbery and assaulting a government official. I don't know if y'all know how heavy that is, because I'm going to read it again and I'm going to explain what that actually means. Yes, you guys heard that right. She was not arrested. She was questioned for the kid, but she was not arrested for the murder and disappearance of that kid. But it does make them wonder for a few reasons, and I'll tell you here in a moment. Tamara Brown was accused of taking a man's iPhone and then assaulting him as well as the 2 officers who arrested her, who were all men. Put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. They got her on charges of common law robbery and 2 counts of assault on a government official. And I want you guys to think about that. The woman that you see on my screen right here robbed a grown-ass man and assaulted 2 male police officers. That is a woman, a female, who tried to assault a man and beat up 2 male police officers. And I want you guys to take notice of something, because we have a lot of pro-blacks that are talking about the police shoot black people down in the streets. No, that's actually false information. They don't shoot innocent black or unarmed black women down in the streets. They shoot black men and black boys, black young men. This is not a black female problem, and I hate when people put the blame where it should not be, because that's false information. It is misidentifying, use my big words today, it's misidentifying the real problem, okay? She was not shot for assaulting 2 people, and she stole a grown-ass man's phone. You guys get my drift? Let's keep going. A short time later, an Amber Alert was issued for the missing boy. Brown reportedly refused to cooperate and would not tell them where her son was. To me, that type of thing should automatically indicate guilt, and it should be an arrestable offense on its own. Any information you have about your children, you should be forced to give it up. You know why? Because those children can't speak for themselves. They cannot defend themselves. And if they are in danger, I believe that we should have every right to try to find those kids and make sure that their health and safety is of 100% importance. Let's move on though. The Matthews Police Department say that they searched throughout the entire night with resources from adjacent Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department and Union County Sheriff's Department, 2 whole entire departments. Now, I want y'all to catch this. If they're saying that this woman has mental issues, right? Is the excuse going to be, excuse me, I read that wrong. If they're saying that she has mental issues, is going to be an excuse for doing criminal acts, then people like that definitely don't need to have custody of their children, and they should not be parents. I know there are some people out there who do suffer from mental issues, and shout out to those people who are my fans. We've talked about this before. I understand if you have mental health issues, and I know that means that you struggle and you're getting help for it. But what I'm saying is, for these people, if you know that they have a problem, that it is not okay that a problem exists that we know about, for those people to continue to care for children if they're going to put those children in harm's way. Does that make sense? I'm not saying that people with mental issues are bad people, but what I'm saying is they are not suitable parents if they are not going to make the proper judgments mentally for those children. That's what I'm saying. They should not have custody of their children, and they should not be parents. They pose a great risk to these children and their safety. So at this point, people say, well, Jay, what's your solution? At this point, all I'm doing is just asking questions. So I have a few questions for you guys that are listening to me right now. Number 1, should we in America be more aggressive when it comes to diagnosing mental issues? What do I mean by that? If people with mental issues pose a danger to society, should they be sterilized so that they can't have kids? So that these children are neglected, these children are abused, and these children are killed? I'm just asking a question. I'm not putting that on people with mental issues. I'm just simply asking a question. If they pose a danger to society, why should they be allowed to procreate and have children and abuse the shit out of those children? I have hundreds of examples, almost have 1,000 examples of people where they said they have mental issues, but they killed the kids. Let's move on to my next question. I have a problem with people with mental issues living their lives, or excuse me, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I have no issue with people with mental issues living their lives and doing what they do. But there has to be a line in the sand drawn, a line of demarcation. The abuse The neglect and murder of these children has to stop. That shit has got to come to an absolute halt. Because these children are way too small to speak for themselves, and they cannot defend themselves. Y'all hear me say that all the time. These children are literally screaming for help, and they are desperate, and they are begging for people like us and people like y'all in the chat to be advocates for them, to care about them, to know their stories, and to, if you see something, say something, report the abuse. The National Child Abuse Hotline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'd rather you call them and be wrong rather than not call and a child end up dead, right? Okay, now, why allow preventable dangers to children to exist when we know that there are simple things that we can do to prevent it? Also, why are people pointing the finger at men and women why aren't they pointing the finger at men and women who are sleeping with people who are well known to have mental issues? Is that right of me to say that? Somebody going to get mad at me for saying what I just said? I'll say it again. Why aren't people pointing the finger at the men and women who are sleeping with people who are already diagnosed, and they know that these people have mental issues? They know they're not right in the head, but they get to sleep with them and make babies with them. Aren't they taking advantage of mentally disabled people? Am I rubbing some of y'all the wrong way? Some people gonna get mad tonight? I'm just asking. I'm only asking questions. Lastly, here's what I believe happened with the mom. I believe that the mom probably sold her child. I believe she sold her child. Here's why. For the same reason that she felt the need to steal a cell phone. Does that make sense? Does the correlation make sense? I think it does. Because why else would you steal a cell phone? And you beat up two grown men to try to steal this cell phone. Actually, 3 total. One being the man who had the cell phone, and then the other 2 being what they call government officials, police officers. She did it for money. So if you're willing to go through all of that just to take a fucking phone, maybe it's not beyond you to sell your children when we know that in America, there is a black market for buying children. Is it not? Am I lying? How many of y'all believe that there is a black market out here for people buying children? These, what do they call them? Sex trafficking out there in Louisiana. How many of y'all have heard about Louisiana being one of the biggest states for sex trafficking? An underground network of people buying and selling kids. Y'all heard about all this child pornography coming up? Well, where do you think that they're creating this child porn from? Who do you think they're selling it to? I'm just asking questions. Just asking questions. Money is the biggest reason why people do stupid ass shit. And I would not put it beyond a woman who looks destitute and a woman who's desperate enough to steal a cell phone fighting 3 grown men. I wouldn't put it past her to sell her kid. Lastly, the North Carolina Department of Public Safety reported after the 30-year-old mother was located that she refused to tell where the child was located. That means that they probably believe that she knew where this kid was. And I want y'all to think about the fact that they took up all of this time and all of this resources and all of these people pitched in to try to find this kid between the Amber Alerts. Shout out to all the people out there in Charlotte who actually did pay attention to the Amber Alert and was out looking for that kid. Everybody in the United States of America heard about this kid missing, and she refused to even partially try to help them. To me, that is egregious in itself. Let me go ahead and get this fair usage up, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a couple of news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. You say, I live in Louisiana and that's true? Check and checkmate. They can't tell me I'm wrong about that. They cannot like that I said it, but I'm definitely not wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys these videos. While y'all are here, click that thumbs up. Bring a few more people in, man. Invite a friend to the party. Click that thumbs up, okay? Let's get it.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rob Hughes. Tonight, a Matthews community is coming to grips with a tragic loss. The body of a 6-month-old boy found in a Charlotte cemetery this morning. It comes 2 days after Chi Liam and his mother, Tamara Brown, were reported missing. CMPD arrested Brown overnight, but she did not have her son with her. WCNC Charlotte's Lexi Wilson joins us with more on the case and a reaction tonight from the community.
Well, Rob, it's truly heartbreaking, and the investigation does have several different layers. Police say that the child and her mother were last seen down that way towards Uptown, and this morning Charlotte and Matthews police did find that baby's body right here at Sharon Memorial Park.
I had a sixth sense there was a sick mind behind there, holding that child.
Nicholas Chayeko recalls the last time he saw his neighbors, Liam and Tamara Brown, right before they went missing.
She was kind of inappropriately dressed for the weather, but the baby was swaddled, looked warm, comfortable.
Thursday, Liam and his mother were first reported missing from the Gander Cove Lane area in Matthews. Then Friday night, CMPD arrested Brown on Galleria Boulevard for robbery and assaulting government employees. But Liam was not with her and she wouldn't say where he was. That prompted a statewide Amber Alert. But around 4 this morning, investigators found the body of 6-month-old Liam in this cemetery on Monroe Road.
I'm just in shock. I have no words.
Police have not said how the baby died, and right now, no one has been charged in his death.
It's tragic. It really is. I feel so sorry for that baby.
And it's also important to note that police do say that Brown does face mental health challenges. This is an active and ongoing investigation. Reporting for
I want y'all to keep in mind, they didn't say she faces mental health challenges. They said possibly. In the news reports on a bunch of different websites, it said possibly. Yeah, they're waiting on an autopsy also, but they did find the body though, but the baby is dead. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, once they get an autopsy, that'll let them know what actually happened, the cause of death. Then from there, they can start pointing more definitive fingers at people.
WCNC Charlotte, I'm Lexi Wilson.
A tragic end tonight in the search for a missing baby that sparked an Amber Alert. Thank you for joining us. I'm Maggie Newland. Police say they found the body of Chi Liam Brown-Erickson early this morning at a cemetery in southeast Charlotte. Authorities had been searching for the 6-month-old and his mother since Thursday night. Neighbors who learned about the case are shaken.
It's crazy.
And this is a neighbor right here that we listen to. Again, y'all click that thumbs up. Continue to share. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you guys for that. Let me shout out Mom's Fur Baby. Said you're wonderful. And so is the entire AFC family. Y'all are the advocates for children in the chat, okay? Thank you guys for that. And she said, we're going to ride until the wheels fall off. And I love you. And I love you right back. Thank you, Mom's Fur Babies. Thank you also. Laura said, thank you for all that you do for the children. Hit us up by way of Cash App. So thank you for that. Thank you for your support.
Me want to go home and take my baby and, hold her and make sure that nobody's going to take her from me or she's going to go missing or, anything like that. And it's just, it's, I don't know.
According to police, the child's mother was arrested on robbery and assault charges the night before police found her son's body. According to the North Carolina Department of Public Safety, Tamara Brown refused to tell them where the child was. Search for a missing baby ends in tragedy here in North Carolina. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Maggie Newland. Police say they found the body of a 6-month-old baby boy in a cemetery in southeast Charlotte about 4 o'clock this morning. An Amber Alert was issued for Chi Liam Cody Brown-Erickson. He and his mother were reported missing Thursday night. Then yesterday, his mother was arrested and charged with robbery and assault on a government official. At the time, police say Tamara Brown refused to tell them where the child was. Investigators have not released the cause of the baby's death.
For the people that are asking, how did they know to look there? I'm not sure that they did. I think that people might have been looking and somebody might have told the police and tipped them off. Like they say, hey, I see something out here that looks suspicious, and they called them out there and they came and they were looking everywhere from what I understand. So I don't know exactly if they were tipped off. Let's keep going though.
Search for a missing baby ends in tragedy here in North Carolina. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Maggie Newland. Police say they found the body of a 6-month-old baby boy in a cemetery in southeast Charlotte about 4 o'clock this morning. An Amber Alert was issued for Chi Liam Cody Brown-Erickson. He and his mother were...
And here's the thing about it. The reason why the mom should be suspected is because why would you, if you cared about your kid, why would you not try to help the police with any type of information about where your kid might be, when, why, who? Why would you not try to help him at all? To me, that indicates guilt. And I'm sorry, but these type of women are not smart. These type of mothers, that don't apply to all of them. Hashtag not all, because I always have to say that. Because maybe people out there don't understand. It's not all of us. Stupid ass people. But anyway, it's not all, but women like this are not that bright, okay? And that is an automatic red flag for guilt. Let's keep going.
Reported missing Thursday night. Then yesterday, his mother was arrested and charged with robbery and assault on a government official. At the time, police say Tamara Brown refused to tell them where the child was. Investigators have not released the cause of the baby's death.
Here's the next video. I think.
Welcome back, everybody.
Or is it? Yeah. Or is it? Hold on, let me go back. Okay, that's just an inaudible video. I think that's just a slideshow. Here we go. Here's the next video.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're just joining us on WCNC Charlotte, I'm Tanya Mendes, and we begin.
Let me give a shout out to Knight Rider. Knight Rider has been amazingly dope. Now, when you shout me out, I'm gonna shout you right back out, man. Shout out to Knight Rider. Definitely one of our amazing supporters here. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. Let's keep going.
With breaking news at this hour, an Amber Alert has now been issued for 6-month-old Chiliam Cody Brown-Erickson. Matthews police releasing these new images overnight. This infant initially reported missing with his mother, Tamara J. Brown, from Matthews late Thursday. But last night, the case took a turn when CMPD arrested the 30-year-old woman, and her son was not with her. The search for the baby boy continues at this hour. Let's take another look at another picture of the boy with his mother in the picture this time.
And thank y'all for sharing this baby's story. You guys have got us up to 243 likes. Thank y'all so much for that.
Brown is now facing multiple charges, among them common law robbery and 2 counts of assault on a government official. All night long and into the morning, police have been out actively searching for the baby. WCNC Charlotte photojournalist Lucas Bogg has been out in the same area where that search has been happening since early this morning. Lucas, tell us where you are.
To the person that I'm gonna take a pause and I'm gonna address this since you're in the chat. You said I was wrong about what happened in Riviera Beach, Florida. The shooting at the funeral. I told you gotta listen sometime and not try to tell people about their own neighborhood. Well, Mr. James Harden, and I'm sure that's probably not your real name because a lot of you people are scared to use your own real damn name. That come in here and try to tell me that I'm wrong. The irony, right? You don't have your face and you have a fake name, but you're telling me what I'm talking about is wrong. And I'll just give you a tidbit of information, Mr. James. I actually know who did the shooting. I actually reported it to Crime Stoppers, James. If you guys don't mind, can I take a pause for the cause real quick and pop my motherfucking collar? No, because I've seen him here before. He said that in my comment section before. I've seen his name in here before. I had to pop my goddamn collar for a second because apparently you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But that's why I'm good at what I do, and that's why you don't have nothing on your channel talking up. YouTube is free. You can get on your channel with your Obama phone, whatever you got, a tablet. If you got a freaking what do they call those Fire tablets, you can go live on that. You could have made a video and told people what actually happened. You could have called Crime Stoppers and told them what happened. You could have went to Riviera Beach Police and told them what the fuck happened. But did you do that? No. No, you didn't. Why? Because you don't have the cojones. Maybe some of y'all don't get that. That's a joke at the Canadian, but nonetheless, let's move on. But yes, I know what the hell happened, and I reported what the hell happened. Don't play with me. You dig? I'm too dedicated to what I do in order to be disrespected by people coming to my chat talking about I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. No, I'm not upset about it. You got to remember, I do what Tommy does, and I don't talk to people. I talk through people. Shout out to my brother Tommy, by the way. If he's listening, he may or may not be. But I talk way past you, bruh. Way past you. And what I'm talking to is for the 200 or 300 people that come. No. Do not block or time out. Remember, let them talk. Let them talk. Let them talk. He'll come back in 300 seconds. Let them talk. Don't block or time out. I will always let y'all know when to block or time out. This is not one of those moments. This is light work. Okay? Now, for the 200 or 300 people that come to my comment section and they'll go through my videos and they'll find something to have a problem with and they say that I hate myself, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm uneducated about what the things that I talk about. Well, the crazy thing is I use the research, I use the pictures, I use the family, I use eyewitness accounts, like all kinds of things. I use things that they use in court. So let me ask you guys this. If I'm using the exact same information that the courts are going to use, then who are you to judge me and tell me that I'm wrong? Maybe you need to tell the courts. And what's wrong with you telling the courts that the information that they have is inaccurate? But the problem is the people don't take the information that they have and go turn it into where it needs to be. They want to just get on here and tell other people, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Well, clearly you don't like, why do you give a shit about trying to correct me when you don't give a shit about presenting the correct information, bruh? But that's not even to him. That's to the dozens and dozens and dozens of people. I go through it. I watch the comments. I see what they write in there in the comments after the video was over. And this ain't got nothing to do with this current story. This has to do with all of my stories. It doesn't bother me that bad just because I know that people really sometimes they just want to just stick a needle in your side. They just want to poke you. They want to bother you. I get it. And I understand that. But the bigger point is if you see something, say something. If you know something, step up and help out. That doesn't make you a snitch. It doesn't make you a coon. It doesn't make you a tap dancer. What it does make you is a responsible citizen who wants to see your community be better. If you gave a fuck about Riviera, Florida, then you would step up and you would do like that ex-gang member that I talked about on the stream. Go back and watch it. The one who was out there snitching on the gang members out there in Dallas in the DFW area. If you really gave a fuck, then could you imagine how many people talk crazy about that guy? Talking about, yeah, he gonna end up dead somewhere. Why? He said that they're doing bad things to kids. Why would you allow people to continue to do bad shit to kids? Why would you not put your life on the line to save kids? To me, that is indicative of a bad parent. That is indicative of a horrible human, in my opinion. But I thought I'd throw that out there, but it's something I've always wanted to address, so that was the perfect moment to address it. Now, can we get back to this video? Yes, let's get back to it. Let's go.
Right now and what you've been seeing.
We are at Sharon Memorial Gardens, the cemetery at the corner of North Sharon Amity Road and Monroe Road. The scene cleared just about an hour ago, just over an hour ago. And before we get to video of the scene from earlier, I just want to show you a little bit about where we are and talk a little bit about where we are. So this is Sharon Amity Road.
For the people that are watching, this is the graveyard where they found that baby. I want y'all to look at this. This is so sad, man.
Road over here. All right. And then the officers were focused primarily on a small area back behind these trees here. And they were there for the majority of the early morning hours. Now we can get to the video from earlier this morning. It was a very active scene. Officers from both CMPD and Matthews Police Department were out here for the majority of the morning. Investigators, crime scene investigators were out here taking pictures. The medical examiner later showed up, and they were very active throughout a large crime scene. They had about a 50-yard by 50-yard or 100-yard by 100-yard area, somewhere in between that range there. But again, they were focused on a small area about 100 yards or so off of the main road. Again, we want to reiterate there is...
Somebody in the chat said that there's no snitching when children are involved. I love that. Thank you for saying what you said. I appreciate that.
No link at this time, no official link between the Amber Alert and this death investigation.
Yeah, so Lucas, you just mentioned that, but let's point that out. So we have a death investigation in the same general area where we know this Amber Alert was active and where police were searching. But at this point, the two are not directly linked. You saw people from both agencies, both Matthews Police and CMPD out there, right?
Two different agencies. Two agencies.
That's right, and I think it is very, very telling that Matthews Police Department was out here for the entire investigation, for the entire morning, the entire time the crime scene was up. They had a few officers out here on scene, again alongside with CMPD officers and CSI and the medical examiner, but they were out here the entire time.
All right, photojournalist Lucas Bogg, thank you so much. Now let's give you an idea right now of where we're talking about. As Lucas just mentioned, most of the police units have now cleared the area at the corner of Monroe Road and Sharon Amity in Charlotte. This is just a short distance from Independence Boulevard. Police have been searching around Charlotte and Matthews all night as they work to find 6-month-old Charlotte-Mecklenburg Brown-Erickson. And just to recap one more time, all morning there's been a heavy police presence near Monroe Road and Sharon Amity. At one point, Matthews Police, CMPD, CSI, and the medical examiner were all out there. This is still an active investigation, and we need to stress they have not officially confirmed that they've found the body of the missing infant, but this is the area where
Actually, they have. This is an old report, by the way. Like, this was like a day late. Did they get a tip? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I addressed it earlier, but maybe you didn't hear me. But I'm not sure if they got a tip. I'm assuming that they might have gotten a tip. Like, somebody might have been walking and saw something, and they might have called in, but I'm not sure.
they've been actively searching for him for hours. And we can't show the pictures enough of this baby boy. The Amber Alert issued overnight and still in effect for 6-month-old Charlotte-Mecklenburg Brown-Erickson. The infant initially reported missing with his mother, Tamara J. Brown, from Matthews late Thursday. Well, last night the case took a turn when CMPD arrested the 30-year-old woman. Her son not with her, and the search for the baby continues at this hour.
They found the body. Like I said, this is a slightly old report. It's less than 24 hours old. But that's how quickly things changed.
Is now facing multiple charges, among them common law robbery and 2 counts of assault on a government official.
Okay, somebody's saying, how did she get to Uptown Charlotte? I think I read that part of the story. Let me go back. Let me see. Give me a second. I can try to find it. Uptown. She had been spotted earlier in the day with the child in Uptown Charlotte after going missing from her home. That's all it says. I wanted to say I thought she walked, but I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, though. So that's actually a good question. I don't know at this point. Not sure. I want you to know that I am here. I'm just going to be off because, okay. Thank you, Mom's Fur Babies. I got you.
We just checked. Police have not released a mugshot of the little boy's mother.
All right, here we go. Next video.
Trying to figure out how a 6-month-old boy died after an Amber Alert this morning. His body was found early this morning in a Southeast Charlotte cemetery.
Somebody in the chats, and I think that's a female, and shout out to all the female people that are out there watching that understand my message. I don't hate women, and I don't hate all women. I don't hate all black women, and I think everybody understands that. But what I hate is bad parenting, and the reason why we tend to, first of all, it's a very weird thing when you have the nurturers doing all of this stuff. Like, I don't just talk about this stuff and like I'm just handpicking stories. These are stories that are actually happening. I mean, we talk about what happens in the news, right? It's the fact that these type of things should not happen. There should be no news for us to talk about. There should be absolutely no children getting murdered, no children getting abused. None of this should be happening. So in all actuality, all the child advocate pages, can I shout them out? Momsboyfriend.com, illicitdeeds.com, Our Lives Matter, Extreme Murder and Headlines, United We Stand Against Child Abuse, MTGV, Make This Go Viral, Stand Against Child Abuse, and missingkids.org, and the National Child Abuse Hotline. It is a very extreme thing that this goes on all the time. It is super extreme, if that's even a terminology. I want people to care more about the fact that it is a common occurrence, that it happens way too often, as opposed to wondering why we talk about it. Like, why make it so trivial? Because the children need it. If it were your child, and if you were the child in that position, if you were ever a little kid and you got abused and you knew it was abuse from your parents, you would absolutely wonder, why ain't nobody sticking up for me? Why don't nobody care about me? I'm important. I'm somebody. My name means something. You would want somebody to stick up for you, and hopefully it would inspire change and cause people to stop harming children. Let's keep going with this video.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Susanna Black. His mother right now is in jail facing robbery charges. Detectives are trying to piece together exactly what happened. Channel 9's Deshaun Brown joins us right now, live from CMPD headquarters.
Somebody said whites are killing their kids too. Well, I would suggest to you, if whites are killing their kids too, then create a channel and talk about it. Last time I checked, white people are doing enough news about their own. They're locking up their own, they're arresting their own, they're shooting their own, they're doing what they got to do to their own, they handle their own communities. If you care that much, make a fucking video about it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, but if you care so much about white kids being killed too, why aren't you joining in our fight for children? Ooh, shit. I think Jay might have pissed some people off. I'll say it again, just because I like to stick in your side like a needle. If white children being murdered matters to you so much, why are you not joining in the fight? Is that not a fair question? Hello. Hello. I don't see you typing. I don't hear you talking. Just curious.
Sean, this all started on Thursday when they were both reported missing in Matthews.
Susanna, you just mentioned it now. Detectives here at CMPD are also involved in this case, and there really are so many layers to this, including robbery, assault, and now the death of a 6-month-old little boy. In an investigation with many layers, one of the more tragic uncovered at a Charlotte cemetery Saturday morning. Investigators say that's where they found this 6-month-old baby boy dead. They later identified him as Charlotte-Mecklenburg Brown-Erickson, first reported missing with his mother, Tamara Brown, on Thursday. By Friday, another layer uncovered when investigators found the baby's mother, Tamara Brown, near this Walmart store in Southeast Charlotte. There, police arrested Brown for robbery and assault on both the victim and 2 officers. Investigators say she did not have her son at the time and was likely suffering from mental health challenges.
I figured I'd just watch out wherever I went today.
This morning, community members like this one received the Amber Alert warning of Charlotte's disappearance.
Yes, about 6:45 this morning.
Within hours of that alert, police found the 6-month-old dead.
Very sad. You know, the poor 6-month-old didn't have a chance for a good life.
When it comes to a child, everybody gets, even though it's not your...
And I still don't understand how these people are in the news saying she possibly had a mental issue. Either this bitch had a mental issue or she didn't. Right? Right or wrong? Either she had a mental issue or she did not. Why would you put out a speculative narrative? That's a big ass word for me to pronounce. I almost fucked it up. A speculative narrative. Why? Why speculate something like that? It either is or it's not. It's either hot or it's cold. If y'all are shout out to my Bible thumpers out there. What does God say about being lukewarm? Are you either hot or cold? If you're lukewarm, I will spit you out. Is that not what the book says? Is that not what God's word says? I don't like that big ass gray area. Well, maybe you're building in an excuse for a woman who couldn't even do something as simple as say, this is what I think happened to my kid. She didn't help at all. They said she refused to help the police figure out where her child is. But you're more worried about putting out a narrative that cushions the blow of maybe she was going through something. Fuck what she was going through. How about this? That baby was only 3 months old. How about what that 3-month-old baby was going through? How come nobody in the news has talked about what that 3-month-old baby was going through? Do y'all not find that weird? Did nobody cared? Y'all just watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 news stories, and I still got one more to go. We'll see if they talk about the suffering that that baby went through, the pain that that baby went through, how scared that that baby went through. Let's see. Let me give them a chance. Let me let the video play, and let's just see if anybody gave a shit about what that kid was going through. Let's see.
Child, you still get worried.
And back here live, detectives here with CMPD are now working with Matthews police on this case. There are homicide detectives involved, but this is still a death investigation.
And I agree with you, Relationship Rehab. Shout out to you, by the way.
Right now, the 2 agencies are working together to figure out how this little boy died. Susanna.
And Deshaun, just a terrible ending to this, and hopefully investigators will be able to get some answers. Deshaun, thank you.
Here's the last video. Let's see if anybody talks about what this child was going through. Let's listen. Last video. This one's short. Here we go. And I think Relationship Rehab said crickets earlier. You are 100% right. Not one single person even asked about what that baby was going through. Look how small. I want y'all to look at that baby. Let me see if I can get a matter of fact. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this picture even bigger just because I feel like it's important to me. Okay. And I know for some people out there, it's important, but it's definitely important to me. I want y'all to look at this baby's face, and I'm going to make that bigger on the screen. If you're visually impaired like me, please take a look at that baby's face. And y'all tell me what could have made any parent or any caretaker or anybody do something so heinous to this baby that causes this baby's death. What did Liam do that was so bad that he did not deserve a chance to grow up and learn to walk, learn to talk? He did not learn to feed himself. He did not learn to get potty trained. He did not learn to make friends. He didn't get to go to daycare. He didn't get to go to school. He didn't get to meet uncles, aunts, aunties. He didn't get to do so much stuff. He didn't get to learn a favorite food. He didn't get to learn a favorite color. So many things that we take for granted, this baby did not get an opportunity to experience, nor will he ever. And I think that that's cruel and that's unfair, right? There's nothing that that baby did that was wrong at all. And for the life of me, I can't understand why you would have a child that you do not value. As a mother, you have every, and I want to say this, women are amazing people. They have this wonderful, awesome, amazing gift from God. And that gift is the gift of giving life, right? That's a gift. That's an honor. And shout out to the ladies who understand that your body is a temple and that body is a gift to the world, right? And whenever you have a gift like that to be able to give life and create life, I think that it should be a thing that should be treasured. At what point did we go wrong that we stop valuing that gift? Every mother and every woman worth their salt and worth their womb should be upset at the mother who did not give a shit about this beautiful little innocent baby. He looked happy. I don't care what her mental status is. Apparently, it wasn't drastic enough that anybody prevented her from having kids. Apparently, it wasn't that bad. They let her be a mom, unmolested. No questions asked. You get to be a mom and do whatever you want to do. So apparently whatever she was going through mentally, potentially, this speculative narrative was not that bad. Couldn't have been. because nobody questioned it before until the baby's dead. Now we're saying, oh, well, let's see. Crap. We got to get a mama out. We got to get a mama out. Maybe she was going through something. Well, you know what's funny? How men are actually more emotional than women, but we always give women an emotional excuse and say, well, it's because she was going through this. It was because she was going through that. In America, I believe that we need to cut the excuses. We need to cut all of the excuses and have everything to be black and white. I don't care what the excuse is. There cannot be an excuse as a parent to be irresponsible. Can I get a thumbs up on that for the people that are out there that love children and respect children and even respect your children and your family, and even the people that made it to where you were alive to be able to get to the point of where you are in life right now? Somebody had enough respect for your life to make sure that you were living right now. Everybody in the world right now should understand that message. Everybody should condemn a person not showing the utmost care and respect for their children. We should not beat our children. You should not put your hands, feet, or other objects on children at all. If you have to discipline your children physically, then you are not a suitable parent. Know that I said that. If you can't control your children here, then you're weak as a parent. You're a terrible parent if you can't control your children here. That process starts from the moment that they come out of the womb. Not after they're 12 and 13 years old and now you want to re-guide them, you want to redirect them, you want to retrain them. No, that is an everyday, 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week process and conversations you should be having with your children on a day-to-day basis to get them to understand that they're going to be independent at some point, and all you want to do is guide them. You do not want to force them. You want to guide them as parents. And that's why I love being able to email people when they ask for parenting advice, because I do that a lot. This baby did nothing to deserve what he got, and he deserved a hell of a lot more respect from his mother and from his father. Can we get a hashtag? Where is the father? This shitty ass man who did not have enough nuts to step up and say, I want to help find my kid, my seed. And I'm going to tell you something. It might even be more sad if they don't even know who the father is. And that's another thing that we suffer from in our society, is being wrong too many of the times when we go get these DNA tests to find out if these kids are even ours or not. The gestation of a woman's body, whenever you have sex with them, is 14 days. For the life of me, if a woman does not know who the father is within a 14-day time period, got to check yourself on that. Think it's disgusting. Let me show you guys something real quick, and then we're going to get out of here. We're done, by the way. Let me show you guys something. This is from Michael Garrett, and shout out to Michael Garrett. He is the father of Anaya Day Garrett. If you guys do not know that story, look it up. It's on my channel. I did a 4 or 5 part series on that story up until the biological mom and boyfriend got arrested and got sentenced. But shout out to them. He put this on his page, King Futuristic, and he said, if you see something, say something. Now, who says that more than I do? If you see something, say something. Who do y'all know that says that more than I do? We say that a lot here on our platform because what we want to do is we want to encourage more people to have real courage and to step out and say something when you know that there's something wrong and when you know a child is in danger. The part that I don't agree with is the part where he says do something. I don't want you guys to actually do anything to anybody. But what you can do is report it to the proper authorities, and then it's their job, and they are the ones that are going to be protected under the law in order to go do something. But you can cause change to happen if you see something and say something. And shout out to Miss June Bennett, who always posts the link out there and the information for the National Child Abuse Hotline, which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you see something, please say something. Continue to repeat that message. Continue to spread that message of love, peace, and respect for these children.